Now, ever since Tracy Lords was known for shooting porn, though she had a fake ID, right, to shoot it, you know children and adults can have sex, right? You can't pretend you don't know that. Can happen, right? Now, all I can do to make sure I don't have sex with someone underage is ask their age, right? When you meet them for the first time. What part of that don't you understand, Dr. Zoloft? If that's what you want to call yourself, right? See, no one can do something alone, right, or by themselves, or without the other person's consent, right? That's the whole point anyway. Consent is the person's acting like they want to have the same sex with you. You discovered you might want with them if they're of age appropriate human being, right? That's the point as well. Now, if two males are together and one's 16 and one's 15, they can't go to jail for that. Right. But if a 18-year-old is with a 14-year-old, that's still a misdemeanor. But if a 15-year-old tells a 50-year-old man she's 37, and the same day he met her, how's he to know she's lying about it, right? Or why would he suspect she's lying about it? What part of your reading the Bible wrong do you not understand? Even Satan read it wrong to Jesus, so why can't you understand you're reading it wrong yourself? All the Bible says about premarital sex is if you do it, you're to ask the girl's father's hand in marriage, right? And I would have done that if she was 37 or 15 if given the opportunity, right? As well. That's all you really had to do about it, and then he would decide if he allowed you to marry her or not. What do you think Paul's talking about in chapter 7, right? And when he's talking about keeping your virgins, right? He's talking to the fathers, of course, about giving their daughters away in marriage anymore, right? And he's being ambiguous about it, right? He's kind of going back and forth, right? Because he really can't tell you what to do. No, he can't. No, he can't. And the other problem is the girl can act as her own agent, right? If she tells me she's 37, she's acting as her own agent. I don't know she's not 37, right? There's no reason to suspect a girl named Michelle is lying to me about her age. If I was with another girl named Michelle and I knew her age was old enough to be with, right? Yet again, you want to what? Make me think that Michelle was 15? Now? Oh no. After I might have been with her? Right. That's not how that works, right? To stop it from happening, right? To stop it from happening, you tell me more specific details, and then it wouldn't happen, right? In fact, if you don't tell me all the details I need to avoid being with a 15-year-old girl, I don't even know I'm around one, right? Especially in that kind of work setting, right? Where I done asked her age, right? And if she acted like she was 37 instead of 15 and seduced me, right? That's on her, not me, you know. When she's acting like she's old enough to make that decision herself, right? And you don't think a 15-year-old isn't taught about sex education by that time? Yeah. Exactly, she is. Exactly, she is. You don't think a 15-year-old knows she's not supposed to also seduce a client who's in there for the first time? Right. Yes, she does know. Yes, she does know. What you're trying to do is use my age and not what happened to me, right? like the wrecker of the fall or having blackouts or whatever it is I'm dealing with. You're not wanting to factor that in at all, right? And you have to. If you're a doctor, you got to consider all the facts. But I might not would know that was the girl you were talking about, even if you knew that was the girl you were talking about. Right. And that's called entrapment when you do that. It's no different than setting a snare for an animal in the woods, right? And knowing the animal is going to go after the snare, because you're laying bait for it. You're trying to trap the animal. And you know if you put the right bait in front of someone, right, and they're looking for a girlfriend, right, and been with so many women already, right, that just looked like another possible girlfriend to him, right? Not someone underage or not, right? Which you, again, can't tell by looks alone. Then why are you still arguing about me with it 4 years later? Why didn't you just put me in jail? Put me in jail then, if I really did something wrong. And it's not 50-50 on you. I know. When it is 50-50 on you and the girl and those working the girl, all she would have to do to work legally is have a work permit on the premises. Right. By the way, in case Georgia authorities came by, like the police, if the police knew a 15-year-old girl was working illegally, they have to fine the father or the person working her. Right. Her employer would be fined for that. Not me, not you, the employer would be fined for that. And if he worked there again, he could go to jail himself. He could be fined up to $10,000, idiot, for working a 15-year-old girl without her work permit from school. What part of that won't sink into your head as well? There aren't just rules to protect a child from being exposed to an adult, but also vice versa, right? So an adult ain't exposed to a child who could lie about her age, right? Exactly. Because whether you're 15 or 37, you can still have sex, right? Difference is, one is legal for me to be with and one ain't. If I know that myself, you're entrapping me. No. Once the girl said she was 37, and you can't prove I heard something different. It's my word against her word against your word against the employer's word, right? Who would also have to say she's over 16 or produce her work permit, right? And it's got to be dated 2019. Before November 7th. Yeah. If she had her work permit. No. Or I'm supposed to go to the police myself and report them for working an underage girl. Yes. Yes! Dr. Zoloff, dumbass from hell. Is your brain functioning? Do you need a brain transplant or something? No. Because you sure as hell ain't getting this story correct. Nor about me and Ben Kimball. No matter who told you what, put a damn date on it then. Like I can. I can at least put a date on some of these activities I was involved with. Right? At least a year and a month. You can't even do that with Ben Campbell when you met him. Right? Fool. Lying ass jackass. And if you weren't acting a fool, I wouldn't have to call you a fool. Fool. The Bible says without a cause. You give me a cause. You give me a cause. If you try to set me up with a 15-year-old girl who lied about her age, that gives me a cause to call you a fool. I know. And not admitting you didn't trick me with the girl as well. In other words, I know I did something wrong after the fact when you told me, but not during the effect, the effect or the encounter. I didn't know that at all. No. And that's what you can go to jail for. Setting it all up. No. If one person other than you knew she was 15, right, and let her work anyway in Georgia, that's a capital offense, right? It's got a fine behind it, at least. And possible jail time, too, right? Now, who does it seem if the girl told me she's 37, she's really protected anyway? Her dad or her employer? Her employer. Exactly. So stop lying on me.